the conversation that we are going to be delving deep into right now is going to be about beyond sales, women at the core of real estate strategy. I'll repeat the topic once again for the power panel. Beyond sales, women at the core of real estate strategy. To moderate this session, we have with us somebody very, very special. He's a distinguished leader in the Indian real estate sector with a robust commitment to sustainable development. He's dedicated to elevating the standards of real estate through innovative practices. And also recently, you all must note the fact that he was appointed to the National Steering Board Committee of the Indian Green Building Council, IGBC as we all know, where he collaborates closely with the Government of India to promote green construction practices. A sought-after expert in the real estate fraternity, he aims to create a legacy of superior quality while fostering a future-rooted approach in responsibility and sustainability. But beyond all this introduction, I just want to add one line personally from my end. He's also a great, very established content creator. I happened to stumble upon his content on Instagram, and we kind of randomly spoke, and because I happen to be a content creator myself. So whenever we meet and come across each other, we only appreciate each other because that's the kind of gratitude and positive attitude he believes in. Ladies and gentlemen, please give the biggest round of applause for partner, Wisebiz Developers, Joint Treasurer, NAREDCO, NextGen National, Mr. Chintan Vasani, please. Thank you so much. What a pleasure to have you as always. Please take your seat over here. I'll be now quickly introducing our speakers. My first speaker over here, ladies and gentlemen, heads the practice in India, where her responsibilities include overseeing advisory assignments and ensuring seamless delivery to all her clients. She has worked extensively on market research, financial modeling, and valuation opinions across all major asset classes, including residential, commercial, retail, hospitality, and of course, industrial. Goes without saying, she's responsible for understanding client requirements and delivering tailored solutions in line with their expectations. I'm talking about Executive Director, Valuation and Advisory Services, Cushman and Wakefield, MRICS, Sakshi, Suri. A big round of applause for Ms. Suri, please. Thank you so much. Come on, everybody. This is a women conclave, right? Can we all clap a little louder for the ladies in the house? Thank you. My next guest over here is a senior marketing and communications leader with over 2 decades of experience across corporate marketing, brand strategy, reputation management, and leadership communications. Currently at Anarock, she leads enterprise-level brand positioning, strategic communications, leadership visibility, and integrated marketing initiatives across multiple business verticals. She's previously held leadership roles at JM Financial and IFL Securities as well. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Esteemed Director, Corporate Marketing, Anarock, Shweta, Papriwal. A big round of applause for Ms. Papriwal, please. Thank you. Pleasure to have you as always. And my next speaker over here, ladies and gentlemen, has over a decade, a whole lot of experience in brand strategy, integrated marketing, and digital transformation within the real estate fraternity. At Nimbus Realty, she plays a pivotal role in shaping the company's brand narrative, strengthening market positioning, and driving customer engagement across residential and mixed-use developments in NCR. She has also played a significant role in elevating the brand's aspirational appeal through high-impact associations and partnerships, including the onboarding of legendary boxer Mary Kom as the brand ambassador of Nimbus Group. Ladies and gentlemen, the Director, Marketing and Communications, Nimbus Group, please give a big round of applause for Ms. Yamini Agarwal. Thank you so much, Ms. Agarwal, for joining us. And by now, ladies and gentlemen, you know the format. We clap individually for the speakers, and when everybody assembles, including the esteemed moderator, we clap together for all of them. That's exactly what we are going to do, and I'm going to pass it to my brother Chintan over here. Thank you.
Let's give a round of applause to the MC, because her Realty event में bro मतलब वो बोलते ना power तू ही डालता है. So let's give a round of applause to him.
Thank you.
He's making some of the best podcasts. तो जो भी मतलब you guys have to follow him. He's too good. उसने मेरे बारे में अच्छा बोला तो मुझे भी बोलना ही है. So real estate is more than location. It's the strategic choices we make about capital, about design, about operations, about people. And when a woman is part of that, the choices, the projects, the communities are shaped differently. On a serious note, मतलब जो है वो मैं आपके साथ share कर रहा हूँ, because before doing this, yesterday I did something very interesting. I got in touch with 30 real estate developers who are part of my NAREDCO NextGen. मैंने बोला मैं खुद का एक research करता हूँ. मैंने उनको पूछा अपने organization में कितनी women participation. I was shocked. like when Anurag ji told the numbers, उस दिन actually मेरे मतलब you know I also felt क्योंकि मुझे हमेशा लगता था sales में, marketing में, the way women can like you know be part of the sales and marketing strategies, it's just out of the world. But I was shocked. The participation is in single digit, and that was something which has to change for real estate to grow. We contribute to around 9% of the GDP. And we, as NAREDCO का अभी एक event आया था जहाँ पे हम लोग ने बताया था 2035 तक अपना जो 5 trillion economy के लिए अपन target कर रहे हैं, only as real estate from 9% we are going to go to 15% and we will be a $1 trillion economy, just the real estate. So if that has to grow, the women participation has to grow. Beyond sales, women at the core of real estate strategy, that is the topic. Like, let's do a quick show of hands. How many of you been in a deal or a project that turned because of one person's strategic conviction? कितने लोगों को ऐसा experience है कोई deal में जहाँ पे एक बंदे के decision से काफी changes आए? I want to see hands in the और होगा यार पक्का उसमें से वो आपके जिनका है उसमें से women कितने थे आपके हिसाब से? थोड़े कम थे. I think that is what we are addressing, and I have to, let's give a round of applause to Realty Plus because these are the topics we have to take up and we have to make sure. Today, I have Sakshi with me from Cushman, Shweta from Anarock, and Yamini from Nimbus. Let's give them a round of applause. While over 30% of the urban property buyers are women, like, you know, हम लोग खुश कब होते हैं जब पैसा कहाँ से आ रहा है? 30% ऑफ होम ओनरशिप यहाँ पे अगर वुमेन का होता है, आई थिंक अपना एक सिंपल टारगेट होना चाहिए विद टाइम इज टू रीच दैट 30% बाय 2030. Let me quickly go to Yamini, and then I want Sakshi ji and Shweta ji to also add on. How are women leaders reshaping real estate strategy beyond traditional sales and marketing roles, and what key strategic decisions have been meaningful business or project impact आपके हिसाब से?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you, Chintan and Realty Plus, for having me here. And it is definitely an honor to share this platform for the respective leaders. And coming back to your question, I would like to start that over the years, there has been a drastic participation has been seen by the women in real estate industry for sure. And specifically, the second generation is dominated by women. And coming to an impact, what I would say, targeting the marketing, to your question, is a more of a conceptualized base and more of experience-based marketing campaigns have been adapted a lot in the past few years because I may be a bit subjective or a bias that women have a tendency to bring the personal touch to the consumers and they have the tendency to step into the consumer's shoes and able to see and end-to-end cater the needs like from all the different perspectives. And they're also becoming the face of the brand coming up, and which is also increasing and differentiating the brand position of a real estate brand to be even more trustable and more meaningfully engaging. Yeah.
True. Sakshi, you want to add anything?
Yeah, sure. So basically, I completely agree. Women today are not limited to any particular field. They are beyond anybody. Somebody can expect women is doing it, they are delivering it. Giving an example, myself, I'm handling valuation and advisory. When I say valuation, the first thing that comes to anybody's mind is numbers. Yes, we deliver number to clients, but at the back of it, there's a lot of strategy, there's a lot of thinking, there's a lot of market research that goes into it, which basically appraises institutional investors to take right decisions, to make right strategies. There are so many market risks which are involved in making any investment decision, and these are big checks anybody's underwriting, basically. So yes, women are playing a very, very, very important role in shaping up the entire ecosystem, and you just mentioned about the numbers. 15% by 2030 is what the real estate is expected to contribute to the overall GDP. And we as women, we are like 50% of the population. So this 50% of the population cannot be ignored if we want to basically trap that growth. Yeah.
True. Shweta, you want to add anything?
Yeah, so firstly, I would completely agree with what Sakshi said, that when it comes to numbers, women are always undervalued, or maybe, they always find that in number-led or strategy-led decisions or verticals, it's men who lead. However, the narrative has changed, but still it's, you know, a long way to go for changing that narrative across all, you know, sectors. It's not only about real estate. And I'll tell you, Chintan, I come from the BFSI sector, and I have seen that the participation of women in BFSI has actually increased. I mean, if you see, there are a lot of women research analysts, there are a lot of women in the investment banking departments, there are a lot of women who are taking those strategic roles. And yes, they're doing it very well. So yeah, women, you know, it's not only about the gender, whether, you know, a man or a woman does it better. It's also about the thinking pattern. You know, so women are kind of made in a way wherein, you know, they think 360 degree. They have this holistic approach to every problem, and the solutions also that they come up with has that holistic approach. I mean, they would not just think from one part. I believe for a woman, for a lady, the left brain and the right brain both work hand in hand. They are neither left brainers or right brainers. They work hand in hand. So that's the advantage. So I would say organizations should leverage this advantage, have more women participation, so they get you know, a different kind of perspective to the problems, and a lot of growth, a lot of innovation can happen.
True. मेरे को एक WhatsApp पे एक message आता है ना कि women brain, they have like 1,000 things, or men brain, nothing. Like at time, when we are chilling, we are actually chilling. Yes.
Exactly. So I mean, you know, I think all of you would have seen Devil Wears Prada 2 also, and I'm a big fan of that. And Meryl Streep's one of the interviews I was seeing, wherein she just mentioned that, you know, a man works from sun to sun, a woman's work is never done. So I urge the organizations to take this benefit, because we are kind of, you know, we are equipped to do that. I mean, I am completely against all that women empowerment thing, because women are already empowered. It's all about whether you are taking advantage of it or not.
Superb, sir. विटामिन एम, आई थिंक सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट रियल एस्टेट में अगर कोई रिलेट कर सकता है तो विटामिन एम के साथ है. हाउ डू यू अप्रोच कैपिटल अलोकेशन एंड डील स्ट्रक्चरिंग डिफरेंटली from sourcing capital to shaping the capital stack and managing investors' expectation?
Yeah, so this is a very interesting question, basically, that how do you decide your capital to be invested, right? And then when you're sitting at the deal table, what exactly you think when you're doing in that deal-making process. So when you talk about capital deployment, as per me, it's always a long-term strategy. When you're investing money, it can never be short-term, especially real estate as an asset class, which is not very liquid. And a lot of us basically mistake it with a stock market, and therefore would want to trade in that manner. But yes, when you're talking about investments, it is about how flexible that investment is, what are the liquidation opportunities that you will have, and it should always have a long-term perspective in mind. This is how a real estate investment should be done. But yes, when you're on the deal-making side, you will always see that I should minimize my downside risk. I mean, every investment will have a risk, right? So therefore, when you're on that side, you will always see that I'm aligned with my stakeholders, and my strategy is right to basically minimize my future risk. So this would be what I would say bit difference between the two.
Interesting. Shweta, I want to come to you.
Yep.
How are women influencing product design and placemaking to build more inclusive, resilient developments that connect better with the evolving consumer needs?
So here I'll tell you, the challenges that we as women face in terms of, say, connectivity or flexibility or, you know, safety for that matter. So when we are into that designing part, the product designing part, the, you know, placemaking, all of that, we actually get into the shoes of our customers. We understand that, yes, if something that could be designed which makes lives easier for women, is something which will sell, is something which will be taken by customers and received well. So when we as product designers or innovators or thinkers, when we step into that role, we take care of all the things. How soon can I travel? What are the safety issues? Can I walk to this place? Can I, you know, leave my children home alone? What is the kind of, accessibility do I have in terms of, fetching the basic necessities of home? Would I have, for me, it's as simple as that. Do I get, daily Ola Ubers from here or not? So all of these aspects, when we get into that designing part, we will consider this, and then this becomes a foundation for us to go and think ahead and implement all of these things into our product. So when we are doing it, it is more of, being, socially in place, being in place for connectivity, being in place for community. While I was just hearing the previous panel and there was a mention about the joint family system and all, I am a pure advocate of that. However, I do understand that there are a lot of challenges in current lifestyles wherein you cannot have that support system at home. So do I have a support system in the community? Does my residential living have, all of these things wherein I can be dependent on a community which comes to me when I look for support? It's not that I will always have, but there are moments. During, say, for example, Mumbai rains. It gets crazy at times, right? You're not able to reach home. Your kids are alone, or there is something else that happens. So having that community support, all of these factors matter a lot when you're designing this. So having a perspective from a female who is going through all of these challenges every day, day in and day out, she would be sitting in a meeting and coordinating for, what's going to be done in the dinner, or the cook is not coming. That happens with me every time. And, so I'm just managing now what makeshift arrangement do I do? I mean, I am stuck. My meetings have been scheduled for like 7 p.m. How do I reach home? So yeah, if we as real estate stakeholders rather, are we able to provide solutions to these issues? If we do, it's not only about catering to women, it's about catering to the households, it's about catering to your future buyers, So that's how the product design has to be taken care of.
Yamini, you want, yeah. Sakshi.
Yeah, Chintan, just not from the product design perspective, but from generally, I would say the first, if we want to solve a problem, first thing is to acknowledge it. I'm not basically averse men. I stay with a man. I have a son. But we need to acknowledge that some places at some times are not safe for women. I will just elaborate with the example. There are a lot of, I have female colleagues, there are team members who are working with me. There are certain sites, because we are into valuation, we have to visit sites often. There are certain sites which are not safe for women. So as a leader, what I can do is, I can acknowledge that fact, and if I can stop a girl going to a site visit to that location. Otherwise, girls are very independent. I mean, they can do whatever they want to, they can go. And we have that support system, that environment to basically take them forward. But yes, acknowledging certain things and taking those decisions at the right time is something we should all build in our day-to-day lives.
Very, very well said. Yamini, you want to add something?
I would like to add another aspect to it, and definitely the women's security and has been very well been discussed by Shweta and Sakshi. When it comes to a role of a woman in product designing, as connecting to the previous point, what Shweta ma'am and I mentioned, that again, women has a tendency to think around a 360-degree ways and able to design, come up with. So for me, when they're designing a home, I feel like they add a meaning to it, and they add a life to that space, and to think for all the generations gonna live under that roof. And I personally, by my experience, I would like to say with our recent launch project, so I visited the site and I had a sense of feeling what kind of meaning and I want to give to this space, and what kind of community I want to create here. So we considered all the generations, from the senior citizens even to the pets. Basically, the pets have has become the more important aspect. So why not we tend to just forget, to create a space for them as well. So as we all sat together, a great convincing power was there with the architecture team. This has to be incorporated. Coming to the younger generation also, adapting the paddle and the pickle as a sport. So getting that all incorporated in one society and in one community was a consideration I feel like a woman does, to think about everyone, not just the measuring the space into a numbers, what the carpet area or the saleable area is. So just, yeah, this is an example, yeah.
Very, very well said. Next question is on prop tech. क्योंकि बहुत real estate developers, if they are here, they will like, you know, they will be also facing the same problem which I feel everyone does. We want to invest into tech. We want to use the best tech. But uska implementation, office में कराना, it is almost next to impossible. कुछ ऐसे आपके personal experiences and something which you actually used और उसको बहुत अच्छी तरह आपने कैसे like you know you took the entire journey ahead. We'll start with you. Any particular prop tech or any particular processes which you might have used has worked wonder for Cushman or for your clients और उसको actually implement कैसे करा अगर if you can help.
Yeah, so we are very much into technology. Our company adopted ERP long time back, and we are using it, and obviously it makes our lives easier. But very recently, basically we devised a tool. We have in-house, basically I would say people who are very enthused on technology. We have a tool where we can analyze data. So we do a volume-driven work, right? So we have, if I can just narrate it in form of example, we visited around maybe 1,100 sites, and all those data points are now there with us in a tool, which can be analyzed and basically passed on to our customers for their benefit. For example, they're doing a particular activity A at a certain pricing and in a certain timeline. This tool and this data, basically this analysis power of this tool basically will help us to tell them that this efficiencies can be built into your system. Yeah, so this is basically implementing technology real time into our analysis and then using that for benefit of our clients. Yeah. So
This is built by Cushman, yeah, it's sales.
In-house team.
Okay.
Yeah, by an employee who did it, and we are using it. It is being appreciated by a lot of our clients, and yes, we are getting very, very good reviews on it because it's all about, we are saving real-time money for them. So, yeah.
So lunch में अपन ये discuss कर रहे हैं, मेरे को इसके बारे में बहुत जानना है.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Anarock, Miss Anarock.
So Anarock, yeah, you know, we were speaking about this. Anarock is a tech first, AI first kind of an organization, and everything that we do, I mean, you know, we kind of identify problems and then come out with solutions which could, you know, lower the TAT, lower the, you know, the mundane tasks that is involved in any kind of process, and increase our efficiency and increase the experience for our clients. So while I'll just briefly talk about our product, which is Anarock.ai, wherein we have kind of, you know, used AI to the best, wherein from the time a lead is sent to us till the entire lead cycle, I mean, you know, the site visit is booked, the calling is done, and, you know, the client goes to the site, all of this is taken care of. While these are there are a lot of tools. Anarock is into prop tech, into a lot of technology solutions for developers, for our clients and all. But when it comes to technology, Chintan, you just mentioned that, you know, how can you make that process and, you know, how can you ensure that it is implemented? Please have a woman leader there. Yeah. So once you have a woman leader there, then I'm sure the scene will change.
जैसे आप मुझको डांट के बोल रहे हो वैसे वो करवाएगी मतलब.
Yes. So it is not about, you know, डांट के करवाएगी. It is about, you know, women take things a little more seriously versus men. Right? So for us, when it is about work or when it is about getting things done, we ensure it is done. So have a woman leader there, and please, we as a you know, a cohort here, or when we move out also, numbers and tech again. So I'll add to that list. Again, when it comes about technology, people say females don't understand. I have a son who is an adult, and still he would tell me, you don't know to use your mobile. I'm like, damn, I'm leading the marketing function here. I'm the group marketing head. आप करते होगे ऐसा, but आपको Instagram चलाना नहीं आता. So one day out of frustration I told him that हाँ मुझे आता नहीं है, but मुझे उन लोगों को लेना आता है, उन बच्चों को लेना आता है जिनको Instagram चलाना आता है. And that is what I've done in my team, right? Okay, I would not be that, you know, up and on technology, but I know how to get it done. I know what kind of results I get. So I got some freshers, some, you know, marketing students, I mean, just fresh out of the colleges, who are there in my team and who take care of the part which I don't know. But still the strategy, the thinking stays with me.
So a very interesting point. You can add like a few young people or few people who are
Exactly.
tech friendly. And they can
Exactly.
help the team to grow. Very, very well said. Yamini, any particular tech which, what do you want to add to this?
So on a developer side and in a company which has been from past 33 years is definitely a big challenge to digitalize. So I'm already in a mission to digitalize every single department over there. Implementing, again, the CRM, the sales has already been there, but how to upgrade it, and then the challenge comes is to train people who are already in the organization from past 20 years. So that is the one challenge which comes, but again, as she said, that we don't stop. We keep fighting for the challenge, and it's like we'll figure it out. So yeah, for example, again, the SAP implementation is going to be there. A lot of AI. I personally are very supportive of the AI. We just need to know how to use it in a right way, and then just for the sales and the customer consumer, the interactions also, the AI communication has to be just reducing the more of a human interaction and increasing more of a technology-based interactions with the customer. So it gets very smoothly and very well tracked. Yeah.
Super. The next question, I want all three of you to contribute. What are the biggest structural or unconscious barriers you have faced in strategic roles, and what practical tactics are which helped you succeed? We'll start with you. आज सब बोल दो, मतलब reality बता दो.
अगर reality बोलूँ तो I have been lucky, to be very honest, to have very, very supportive bosses throughout my year. And therefore, this is the reason why I'm sitting here at this position, leading valuation and advisory for Cushman, which is a big thing. I'm really proud of it. But that is all because of the support that I've been getting from my bosses, at my home, from my family, from my husband. But yes, unconsciously, if you talk about a general narrative which is there outside, yes, it is perceived that women cannot do a lot of things. When it comes to numbers, or when it comes to strategy, when it comes to run a particular deal, yes, women cannot do it. But now if you see a lot of us out there in the market, day in, day out, proving ourselves that yes, we are there, and we are there, you just cannot ignore us. So yes, I'm fortunate, but there is a perception, and I'm sure all of us together are just breaking it by proving every day that we can do it.
Super. Shweta.
So yeah, when it comes to barriers, all of us would have faced, these barriers at some point in time in our careers. So the first is, we as women have always had to and still continue to, consistently prove our voice, prove our thoughts that, we exist and this is what I am saying. The second, when I started my journey, there were times wherein you are not, you're kind of stopped in between the meetings. You're not allowed to speak more. You're not allowed to counter somebody. The third could be the gender-based bias that has always been there. So in one of my organizations, when it was about, a role, a specific requirement was there about travel. So without even consulting me, I was just said, ki Shweta travel nahi kar payegi. Did you even ask Shweta whether I will be able to do it or not, or whether I prefer? I could not prefer it, right? Because that's my preference. But just stating that I will not be able to take up this challenge, which is travel, was something. So we face these things, but I have always been advocating the fact that we have always been considered as executors and not strategic people. Women, execution tasks, yes, we can do it. Strategic tasks, let it be with the men. So I think all this has been there, but now, in 20 years of my career, what I see now is we are getting that space. We are getting that space to speak. We are getting that opportunity to present our views. We are there in the meetings. We speak. So I would just say to all the women out there, the ones who are starting their career, please speak. You may be wrong also, but just have the confidence to speak. Just I tell my team, please speak. Don't take my words because I am the boss. Don't do it. If I am wrong, please be open to contest. Please have your opinions, right? So that is what is required, and I will completely agree that nowadays the kind of mentors we women can become, is a boon to the society. Like earlier there was a difference, you know. I have also seen wherein women are not supporting women. So it's time, it's a wake-up call that beyond genders, we support each other. Women to women, man to women, man to man, whatever. It is all about growth. It is all about, you know, influencing each other's development. It is all about we have all moved away from that, you know, human interaction part to all the AIs and everything. I believe the next revolution should be again that human to human connection, which is genderless.
Superb. अगर यहाँ पे डीजे होता ना, मैं उसको बोलता था रिहाना वाला गाना ना, Who Runs the World, वो गाना अगर बजता तो it was like perfect. Yamini, you also represent the next gen. What is your take on this?
I would say I'm, to be honest, very privileged that my boss and my mentor is my father, so he's been very nice to me. But I feel like I have faced challenge as a next generation, but not as a woman in my organization, which I will put it out there. But yes, in my career for sure, definitely. When I started my career, I was 22, young girl, and a girl and a young also, and I was in a different industry where I had to deal with the government officials. So that was a big troll on me, like, why you're not taking me seriously? So I had to raise my voice over there, and I always been grown up as a girl who always stands for her own words. So, and until now, of course, yes, again, anything is never easy. So you need to have a strong convincing power, and it will keep going on for sure, yeah.
Superb. Now there's a surprise for you guys. I'm going to do a rapid fire. Okay, so you can answer in a word or a phrase, like just one sentence. And we'll start with you. And then आपका mic एकदम ready रखना, because I don't want कि उनको ऐसा लगे या मुझे बहुत time मिल गया, आपको लगे मुझे time नहीं मिला.
Don't worry, we'll not complain.
Yes, teacher. One word. What quality defines a strategic leader in real estate?
Thinker.
Okay.
Empathy.
Empathy.
I would say motivation.
Motivation. Superb. One word again. Biggest barrier to more women in workplace and real estate?
Acceptance.
Okay.
Flexibility.
Okay.
I don't know, I'm not facing any.
Okay, आप सोचना पर मुझे lunch के time बताना.
This is not right. You said it'll be easy, but this is
For
tough.
Yamini, please. She's part of my next gen, na? So, one word. Most underused source of capital. You can take like a sentence. मेरे को भी note down करना है.
Underused source of capital.
Yes. पैसा कहाँ से लेकर आने का?
I think developers just take it from everywhere. I don't know from where to say that this is under.
As Cushman, which is like one underused. Jaldi, jaldi, jaldi.
Everything is used fully. I don't know. Banks, NBFCs, private equity, everything is used fully, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will go a little different here. I would say the most underused source of capital is tapping the emotion of your customers.
Oh my God.
हमारा नेता कैसा हो? बिल्कुल ऐसा हो. Very well said. Yamini.
I think on a developer side, I would say again, I think bank financing has to be done for every project. Yeah.
Okay. One word. Where will women influence be most visible in the next 5 years?
Everywhere.
Okay.
Everywhere.
Likewise, everywhere.
यार तुम लोग यार controversial answer ही नहीं देते हो. PropTech or process improvement, which is this and that. PropTech or process improvement. क्या करना चाहिए to get.
Process improvement for me.
Okay.
Process improvement.
Okay.
Me too, actually agree on the process improvement.
Okay. So process improvement वाला PropTech पे काम करो. Best वाला. Community first or investor first for long term value?
Community first.
Okay.
यार आप सेम ही पूछ रहे हो. आपको ऑप्शंस
Same answer दे दो, चलेगा.
ऑप्शंस थोड़े से कंट्रोवर्शियल डालने चाहिए थे. Of course, community first.
Community first.
When you mentioned for the long term, so definitely community.
Super. Suppose you have a magic zoning wand with you for a day. Which would be that one rule you would want to change, which would fast track everything in real estate?
The policies, basically the approval. In Delhi, environment clearance takes the longest. Maybe I'll change it to a one-day process.
Okay.
Optimizing your human capital.
Very nice.
I would say digitalizing the process for the approval, so it will make it quite quicker and clear.
Okay. Last one, sunrise site visits or late night deal calls. What do you prefer?
I'm a morning person, so sunrise is my option.
Okay. Deal आएगा तो भी छोड़ दोगे?
ये बड़ा tricky है.
हाँ
Yes,
यार
नहीं
ये
छोड़
ये
पाऊंगी.
कुछ मन नहीं करता मुझे पता है.
Sunrise नहीं, and then deal making also, everything just पूरा ले लो जो भी आ रहा है.
Yes.
Yeah, of course, sunrise, but yeah, can be flexible.
Superb. Yamini.
Late night call for the deals, anything.
Superb. In 10 seconds, one action that the audience sitting here should take in the next 30 days to support the women leaders.
Basically, mentoring. To
Okay.
mentor the women out there who are looking for opportunities, who are still very scared to join corporate, who are not aware that what kind of culture they're getting into. Just basically mentor them. That there are a lot of opportunities which exist for you. Just go and tap it.
Right. So be a mentor and
Yes.
जो आपको शायद नहीं मिला था उसको address करके आप help करो. Very well. Yes, ma'am.
It will be implementing inclusion and not just talking about it for the headlines.
Okay. Very well said. Yes, Amini.
I would say that everyone has their own opinions to how to put the women out there. As if just don't keep it in your brain. Be vocal and speak it out loud and work for it.
Superb. So this is my amazing panel. I hope we did justice with what Realty Plus asked us to do. अगर आपको अच्छा लगा हो तो please जोरदार तालियों से let's thank each one of you because आप लोग ने you contributed really well. And any parting words for Realty Plus and people here?
Thank you so much for organizing this event. This creates a lot of awareness, and there are different voices that we are hearing, different perspectives, so that matters a lot. And thank you so much for being such a nice moderator. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so for me, I just love the format because otherwise men in our lives don't listen to us without cribbing. So having a male moderator for all the sessions is just kudos to Sapna, Tripti and Realty Plus team.
Thank you. I didn't have an option और बीच में मेरे को याद है मेरे principal का आवाज भी वैसा ही था तो मैं पहले तो डरा हुआ because I'm going back to those days but you are an amazing yes Yamini ji.
Again, I would like to appreciate you also and say that men are no less. So we are not putting men less than women. Everyone is equal. And this platform will definitely, create an impact in a longer run. So we should do it more often. Definitely.
Superb. अब जैसे मैंने start में बताया था जैसे real estate transactions में 30% involvement women का होता है तो I think at least conservatively 2030 तक 30% women participation कैसे हो वैसे Realty Plus and everyone in the room we should try for it. Thank you so much. My amazing panel, again round of applause for them. Thank you.
Thank you so much and I believe ये round of applause को दो हिस्सों में बांटते हैं. एक होगा just for the ladies. Can we please clap it up for them? And another one will be for A, his moderation skills and second, his humor that he brought to the table. इसी बात पे भी एक और बार बजाइए, please. Thank you. I request Sapna Srivastav, editor, to please kindly come up on stage and give the token of appreciation to all our speakers over here. Thank you so much. Clap it up for Sapna Srivastav as well, please. Absolute force to reckon with when it comes to Realty Plus for the longest time. She has a real talk session later in the day as well, which is going to be quite interesting. So, and we'll just do one photograph together after all of them are done. We'll start with the ladies. Thank you. Let's do a bit of a nice group photograph. आप middle में आ जाओ. I think that would be ideal. नहीं, चिंतन जी, आप middle में आ जाओ. हाँ, that would be nice, yeah? Huh? Yes. He's living his ultimate moment.